Okay, so buckle up, fellow conspiracy enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We're diving deep today, and I mean deep into the world of UFOs.
Yes.
But with a twist.
A
You
twist.
got it. We're zeroing in on one particular location.
Intriguing.
You ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Florida, man. The Sunshine State.
Florida. Land of beaches, sunshine, and apparently some seriously strange sightings.
Seriously, strange is right. You guys have said us some wild stuff about Florida being like a UFO magnet.
Well, it's always held this certain mystique.
Mystique, yeah. And we've got articles, historical accounts, the whole shebang.
I'm ready.
Let's get into it. So one source just straight up says Florida is second in the nation for UFO sightings.
Yeah.
Second only to California.
It's true. The National UFO Reporting Center, that's new for REC, for those in the know, has almost 90,000 sightings logged.
90,000. That's insane.
It is a massive number, but here's the thing.
What's that?
They claim that something like 95% of those sightings can be explained.
Oh, okay. So like...
Misidentified aircraft,
Yeah,
weather phenomena, the usual suspects.
Right, right.
But here's where it gets interesting.
I was going to say, what about the other 5%?
Exactly. 5% of 90,000. That's still a lot of unexplained encounters.
That's a LRT.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about just some vague lights in the sky, right? I mean, some of this stuff is pretty wild.
Absolutely. We're talking geometric shapes, formations of lights, even metallic orbs or disks.
Orbs and disks. That screams UFO to me.
Right. It definitely sparks the imagination.
So, like, what makes Florida such a hotspot? Is it the coastline, all the space launches happening at Cape Canaveral, or is there something else going on?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And one that researchers and enthusiasts have been trying to answer for decades.
Well, speaking of decades, we've also got some historical stuff here, which I find super fascinating.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
So there's this account from way back in 1639 by a guy named John Winthrop, who was a big deal in the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Okay.
And he describes seeing these strange lights over the water and his ship, like moving on its own.
Oh, hold on. Moving on its own.
Inexplicably moved, yeah. And this was way before airplanes or anything like that.
No drones back then.
Right. So what was going on?
It's a great question and really echoes how these unexplained aerial phenomena have popped up throughout history.
Yeah, and, the source even brings up the fiery chariot from the book of Ezekiel.
Oh, right. And there are similar accounts from ancient Rome and China, too.
Exactly. These ancient stories, plus what we're seeing today, it's hard to just brush it all off,
Especially if you're someone who's inclined to believe in something beyond our current understanding.
Absolutely. And speaking of things beyond our understanding, one of the sources really dives into the whole government conspiracy angle.
Yes, the classic cover-up.
Exactly. It talks about how officials dismiss these sightings as weather balloons or swamp gas.
Swamp gas, really?
Yeah, that's a classic. But some people are convinced there's a deliberate cover-up, hiding the truth about extraterrestrial activity.
Well, it's certainly a popular theory, and it's fueled by incidents like Roswell.
Oh, man, Roswell. Don't even get me started on Roswell.
It's the ultimate UFO conspiracy, right? The 1947 incident, the flying disc, the government claiming it was just a weather balloon.
And all those who believe something truly crashed in the desert.
Roswell really cemented the image of the flying saucer in our minds.
It definitely captured the public's imagination.
It did, and continues to be a huge part of UFO lore.
Okay, but this is where I get really tripped up.
Oh, what is it?
The source mentions that millions of Americans have bought alien abduction insurance.
Alien abduction insurance?
Yeah. Like, what?
It's incredible, isn't it? You have to wonder, is it a joke or are they serious?
Right. It makes you think.
It really highlights how deeply ingrained these beliefs are in our culture.
I mean, think about it. If we actually encountered undeniable proof of extraterrestrials, how would that change everything? Our whole understanding of, well, everything.
That's a profound question, and one that takes us beyond any specific sighting or story.
But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on.
Go for it.
It's about the term UFO itself.
Oh, interesting.
The source suggests that even calling something a UFO could be a way of, dismissing it.
I see what you mean. Like, by labeling it unidentified, we're already putting it in a box.
Exactly. Does it make it easier to ignore or explain away?
The language we use definitely shapes how we perceive things. Think about flying saucers versus UFOs.
Flying saucer sounds way cooler.
It does. It evokes a sense of wonder, while UFO feels more clinical.
Yeah, more like a government report or something.
Exactly. Like it's been filed away,
So much to think about here. I mean, this deep dive has been a wild ride.
It has.
We've gone from historical accounts to modern sightings to the whole government conspiracy thing.
And the enduring power of the unknown.
That's the key, right? Curiosity. Never stop questioning, never stop exploring, and maybe, just maybe, we'll uncover the truth that's been out there all along. So keep those eyes on the skies, folks, especially if you're down in Florida.
Who knows what you might see?
And if you spot something strange, don't just dismiss it.
Question everything.
That's what the deep dive is all about.
Until next time.